Hey guys, Weezy here, back with another review. Today we're going to be looking at a mouse that I did purchase with my own money, and that mouse is the Ajazz159 Apex. This mouse is really anticipated and it's really talked about at the moment, so we'll be getting into all the specs, how this mouse performed, how it underperformed, one small comparison, and what I recommend it. So with that all being said, if you guys do find yourself returning to my channel and you guys have not subscribed, please subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. And with that all being said, let's get into this review. But first, let's see what comes in the box. So when you guys purchase this mouse, you guys know what you guys are expecting inside the box. So first, you obviously receive the mouse. Here is the front of the mouse. Here's the back of it. I did change out the skates for dot skates. Here is the side of the mouse. Here is the other side of the mouse. It does also come with a docking station where you can charge it. And it also does have a display here, which can display your pulling rate and your battery life. Or you can change it into a GIF or anything there, which is really nice. It also has RGB where you can change here on the colors. Also has some grips here where you can remove this and get it stuck to your desk so you don't have to worry about it moving, but even without it, it stays perfectly there. It does also come with an extra pair of skates. It also comes with some grips and your normal USB Type-C braided cable, which is a nice cable. So that is everything that comes in the box. So now let's get into the specs of this mouse. This mouse is rocking the new 3950 sensor. This mouse does also come in at 50 grams. It is also 8K compatible. For the price you're paying of $60, depending on the color, you will probably pay a little bit more. But for this blue one, you are paying $60. For $60, you're getting a new updated 3950 sensor. You are getting Huano green transparent white dot micro switches, which is switches that I've never tried before. So this is a new experience for me with those. And I do really like those. For $60, you're getting the new 3950. You're getting Huano green shells. You're also getting 8K. You're also getting a charging dock that also has like a picture on it that you can put whatever you want. For $60 up to $75, I really have no issue with that price. I know a lot of people already have issues with that price, saying, oh, there's issues with the mouse. Yeah, there's definitely issues with this mouse. This mouse is not perfect. I'll be one to literally straight up be blunt. This mouse is not fucking perfect. But for the fucking price that you're paying and from the company that you're getting it from, this is literally a good solid ass mouse. Because there's companies like, I have two display of which company I'm talking about, who charge almost $200 for a fucking mouse, and every single time you buy their mouses, their scroll wheel's messed up. There's something wrong on the internals. The fucking nothing connects to it. There's always something wrong with the bigger and most expensive brands, but for some reason these Chinese brands that are considered unknown and underground, they perform super fucking well. And they're constantly making good products. I understand this is literally a clone of the shape of a Sora. I totally understand that. But the way I see this shit, genuinely, is literally just like, honestly, it's the poor man Sora. And there's nothing wrong with it calling this shit the poor man Sora, because it's literally, that's what it is. If you don't want to wait for a super long time, or if you can't even afford a Sora, which some people can't, and I know I'm going to get people in the comments saying, ha ha ha, you can't afford a $100 mouse. No, there's some people who cannot afford that shit, and that's completely fine, and they look for alternatives. And this is your alternative if you want to try something similar. The one issue that there's two issues. There's two issues that I do have with this mouse. One of them is the wobble on the switches. If you guys can see, like, they move. Like, they move pretty well. But, like, when you're playing with the mouse, like, if you're constantly just, like, playing with it, if you're just moving around, you don't feel them moving that much. And it's not, like, something that you're constantly going to be looking at your hand because the switches are moving, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. But that is one thing I wish that they could fix in the future. And the other thing is it's very back heavy. It is super back heavy compared to the Sora. The Sora is light as fuck. We all know that. There's no back heavy. There's no heaviness anywhere. This shit feels like paper. But for this one, it's back heavy. I feel like if you can change the battery out of it, because it does have I believe it has a 400 milliamp battery. If you guys can maybe even make the battery a little bit smaller, or if you guys are the type of people who mod mouses and stuff, maybe try a little bit smaller battery, and it might make it a little bit better. It might make it less back heavy. But if you're a person who's not really worried about it being back heavy, you're still able to use it perfectly, I would highly recommend this fucking mouse. Genuinely. I had no issue using this mouse for 3.5 weeks. In those 3.5 weeks, the battery life on this shit was actually like really fucking good. For 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, I'm not even fucking capping with y'all, for 7 days, playing on this mouse, 8K and 4K only, this shit didn't die. This shit didn't die for 7 days. And I know some of you might be like, that's bullshit. I'm being dead ass serious. 7 days, every single day, for for 5 to 7 hours using this fucking mouse, it shit didn't die. It's crazy. But when I then for the other week after, I played 2K only because I was playing Apex, right? This shit still hasn't lost more than 5% of battery. Once this mouse died, I put it on the charger. I took it off the next morning, 100%. And that whole week, I didn't charge it. I'm talking about 7 days, not 5. 7 days out of the week. On 2K, it didn't lose more than 2% of the battery. And that's fucking insane. I don't know if I got a fucking lucky ass unit, but the battery life on this is really good compared to something like this. Even though the Sora is only 1K compatible right now, and I know that they just recently put the photo of their 8K, but let's see when the fuck that ever actually drops. But the battery life on this is really good too. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this mouse is a piece of shit. This mouse is god tier. But for people who can't afford this or want to wait for the long ass time for it to get to your house, genuinely go for the Ajazz. Like, there's no issue. You guys know in my other video that I made on the Ajazz, I love their products. Their products are actually really good. They have been consistent. I haven't had any QC issues. Besides me having this wobble here, I have no QC issues at all. Mouse 1, mouse 2 are perfect. Mouse 1 and mouse 2 are perfect by clicking no post-travel or pre-travel here. There's a little bit of post-travel on mouse 1, I'm not going to lie. But when it comes to mouse 4 and 5, I know I saw Borgie's video and his on mouse 5 literally went all the way into his fucking mouse. But mine doesn't have that issue. Like, at all. So, like, I believe he just got a fucked unit. And that is a common issue with a lot of these Chinese mouses. It's a real hit or miss. But especially if you're buying it from Amazon instead of like a MetKeys or Ajazz in general, or from AliExpress. If you're buying this shit from Amazon, the way I see it, if you get a fucked up unit, just send that bitch back and go get a different one. That's the way I see it. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, the mouse should be perfect when I get it. That's 100% true. 100%. If you pay for that mouse should be perfect. But especially, you have to look at it in another way. When a Chinese company is someone who's not as big as a Final Mouse, as a Sora, as a Razer, as a fucking Logitech, there's going to be issues. Even with those big name companies, their mouses still have issues. They still have QC issues. So for this company, Ajazz, to have a really good rep so far, in my opinion, in my book, I can't literally dog or say anything negative about this company. If they do an updated version of this mouse where they fix those issues, the back heavy, the potential mouse 4 issue, mouse 4, mouse 5, and the wobble on mouse 1 and mouse 2, if they can fix those issues, I genuinely believe this could be a real competitor to Sora, to Nijitsu. Like, I genuinely believe that. Like, this genuinely could be a fucking big competitor to them with this product. Because, like, again, I know I'm sounding like I'm glazing this company. I'm getting paid by these motherfuckers, but I'm not. Like, I purchased this shit with my own money, and I'll purchase another one if I really wanted to. Like, genuinely, like, I really do fuck with this mouse. Like, the stock skates on this shit were pretty bad, but they weren't literally something where it's unusable. You can use them if you're a person who doesn't know how to change out skates, or if you're scared to change out skates, because I know there's people like that in general. This shit is really good. Like, performance wise, even too. Performance, dude, oh my god, I had no issue. When it came to 4K, 8K, there was no problem. Just like, bro, the sensor on it was perfect. I never lost connection on 8K. I never lost connection on 4K. I had no stutter issues. I had no issue at all. I genuinely love this mouse right now. Like, out of all the mouses that I have reviewed so far this year, besides like the Sora, because the Sora is really like game-changing and innovating in a way, this mouse right here is super fucking good. Like, genuinely so good. And I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, oh, that's not the case. No, that's not true. And I genuinely believe it is true. Like, this is probably the best mouse that I've reviewed and tested from a Chinese company. Just remember that. So basically, a company that is not well known and that's not super big. In my opinion, this is the best mouse that I've tried. Like, for real, I'm not even fucking joking. Like, I would pick this over the VXE. Like, where the fuck do I even have one of those? I'll genuinely choose this mouse over like something like this, like the VXE R1, R1 SE Pro, and Pro Max. Like, I know this mouse got so much hype and so much craze over it a month or was it like 3 months ago, but right now this mouse compared to this shit, I will take this over this any day. Genuinely, over this any day. This could get fucking thrown and get put in the trash. Like, I really don't give a fuck about this mouse compared to this shit. This mouse is so good. This is the end of the review now. We do have to give this mouse a certification. Here on this channel, if you are new, we do have 2 certifications. We do have fully holified Ichigo. This is the highest certification you get here on this channel. And the second certification you can get, the lowest certification you can get, is normal Ichigo. So for this mouse, I will genuinely, you guys already probably figured out what kind of certification I'm going to give it based off how I was talking. I will give this mouse fully holified Ichigo because I do see this mouse being an end game mouse for certain people. Even this mouse being a super long-term mouse for some people, especially if they update it and fix those 2 issues. If they fix those 2 issues, I genuinely can't see anybody argue or say anything negative about this mouse if they fix those 2 things. So with that all being said, I will give this mouse the fully holified Ichigo certification, the highest certification we have here on this channel. So if you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below. If you did not like this video, make sure to leave a dislike and tell me why you didn't like it in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell. It does help out the channel a lot more than you think. And with that all being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.